Yeah, you heard? It's your boy Damz back in the cut. You feel me? Nah, I can't lie. I was indoors and I was like, what can I do? And I was like, yo, like we out here. You know what I mean? We're out here by the Thames. It looks beautiful, but I can't lie. The weather's absolutely horrendous. Um, yeah, bro. It's cold. My hands are freezing, but we gonna record the video nonetheless because I can't lie. I'd rather do it out here and you could actually see something outside of myself than it just be like dead indoors, dead vibes, you know what I mean? So, but basically, the video today is going to be essentially questions that I actually asked ChatGPT. So I basically put in, I plugged it in, I was like, yo, cool, I can't really think of anything off the top of my head. I was like, yo, let me ask ChatGPT. And it gave me a couple like deep questions. So I literally put in, without even putting, I put deep questions to ask myself for like a video. And then, yeah, man, it started giving me questions. So I'm going to read them out. Got my iPad with me. I'm going to read it out from there. I'm kind of going to answer the questions as I go along. So obviously, if you don't know, now you know. The RTTS tote bag, rise through struggle, right here. Tap it up at RTTS London at Just Done It on IG. You feel me? Go tap in, go get your tote bag. Drop in March 14th. But yeah, let's pop into it, man. Hold up. First question is under self-discovery. So it says, who am I beyond my job, hobbies, and relationships? Who am I beyond my job, hobbies, and relationship? It sounds funny, yeah, but I'm just a chill guy. Like I'm really a guy that's really like up for anything. Take football out, take my job out, like trying to get money. Myself at the core is just a like probably a family person as well. Like I went to go see my little cousins, went to go babysit them, having time of my life, watching Coca Melon, Paw Patrol, all of that. Like just being a vibe. I just want to be someone who, like, when people think about it, they're just like they might smile because it's like, oh, damn me, that guy's a vibe. You feel me? Um, but no, I think just a chill guy. To be fair, I don't go parties. I don't even hobbies. Like I don't even know if the hobby's too tough. But either way, I feel like just a positive person, always trying to bring positivity to and bring that to whatever situation I'm in. Because in this world, it's easy to be like, I don't even know, just bro, negative. Like I could say my life's shit. I could say it's bad. I could say it's like just mediocre. But that's only me comparing it to other people's lives. Or if it's just me, bro, the only person I'm facing is me. You feel me? But yeah, man, yeah, man. Next question: if I had no fear of failure, what would I pursue? Um, I don't know. You know, it's a weird one. I just feel like if you don't fail, you won't learn, and you won't grow. So for me, I kind of like I want to fail, if that makes sense. I'd rather fail and learn than like not do either and then stay in the same position I'm in. So for me, if I was like not afraid of failure, which I'm not, I'd probably go for football. I'll probably try football harder, maybe like train more. It might be training more, it might be putting more effort into it because it's all well and good me saying, oh yeah, all right, brother, this thing took my thing. It's not even like I'm scared, but it's just like I know that football isn't, bro, I've had so many chances, so many opportunities, so many things that could have gone right but chose not to. So when I think about it, I'm like, maybe football, like I enjoy football, maybe it's not my calling, like, because bro, I've had the opportunities where I could have gone to, when I was like 18, 19, could have played for like Nigeria under 21s, but the person like that I was speaking to ended up getting like his family got kidnapped and stuff like that. So just like when it comes to stuff like that, it's like it happens so frequently. Whereas I went for like a Charlton trial when I was like, I think 17. It was like an under 16 trial. I smashed it, got to I was going to be a world beater, and then after that it was just like, yeah, that's it. Didn't really help me do anything. So he's going to get in touch with me, line me up with some things, and nothing happened. So for me, it's like, if that, like when those things happen so frequently, so how can I say that football is my calling? In life in general, I'm always going to do like my utmost best, whether that's work, whether that's life, anything I do, I'm doing it well. You know, you feel me? So Yeah. How do I handle adversity and what does this say about me? Last question for self-discovery is, how do I handle adversity and what does this say about me? How do I handle adversity? I would say I handle it in one way only. I just know that no matter what I go through, it won't last forever. So whether that's like, right, it might be, oh, I'm struggling to pay this or struggling to do that. I'm just like, I'm not gonna feel like this forever, so I won't let it affect me in like that way. I won't let it go past that. Like, so for me, it's like, there was this thing I watched. It was like, I don't remember who it was, but I just know it was, the main thing was, oh, how do you deal with this and that? It's just like, it shall pass. So if it's something bad, it shall pass. If it's something good, it shall pass. So what does that mean? That means that whatever I do, just enjoy it and be in the present. Because if you're not in the present, you're too focused on the past or too focused on the future, you never truly enjoy what's going on right now. It's like me here, I'm not even thinking about what I'm doing in 20 minutes. I'm just thinking about answering these questions to the best of my ability. So that kind of thing there. So even though it's just like, it might be story time now, but based all the time, and this guy knows himself, innit? But basically there was a time when, or these people know themselves, but essentially when I was in America, I was there for 5 years, and I think it was after my first year, I lived on campus, and then the campus lady, Bobby Shaw's absolute waist yell, she was basically the housing director or whatever, just controlling accommodation. So I'm like, yo, I don't really have a place to stay right now. Can you let me stay for like a bit longer? And obviously I'll pay. And she was like, nah, it's not possible. That the housing is basically used for the next set of people. So when I say that, it's like, I think it was like maybe summertime. I don't even know. I think summertime. So obviously the people that do summer school will be coming into that accommodation. Bear in mind, it was absolute cap, because the summer school people didn't take up the whole campus, bro. Like, you could have squeezed me in somewhere, but I digress. So imagine I'm doing this now. Hopefully that don't track. Yeah, cool, lovely. But yeah, so I'm basically struggling to find somewhere now. I'm like, okay, cool. I have like, let's say a week left. Cool. I'm looking for places, can't find nothing. I end up walking like maybe half an hour with my best friend, one of my best friends, Mass. We end up walking to this place. Well, I think it was actually just me that went, to be fair. But we end up walking over there, and I'm just like, yo, or I end up walking over there. I'm like, yo, I just need a place to stay, preferably a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom, all that stuff. But like, okay, cool, we have some. I'm like, cool, lit. How much is it? I think I put a deposit down, which I actually never got back. But I think I put a deposit down of like, or we put a deposit down of like maybe $750, $1,000, something like that. Dollars, of course. So we do that now, and then the house is like going to be ready, right? So then obviously you go over to the house. Obviously we look at the house first, but then in this like kind of meantime, where it's like we have to look at the house, we have to then get a car because it's kind of far, just walking. It's like a 40-minute walk from that place, about 20-30 minutes from the campus. So we're looking now and we're just like, bro, like this is not even, it's not great. So we're telling the people like, yo, can you do this and that? Like when I'm saying like, bro, the house is freezing. We'll get into a little bit about that later as well. But essentially it's like, the house isn't ready. So we then need somewhere else to stay. So then I'm like, okay, cool. Let's find like somewhere in it. We can't find anywhere. So then one of my other best friends, Didi, if I call her full name, she'll kill me. But Didi, she basically talks to her basketball coach and is like, yo, I got obviously my best friends here. They don't have a place to stay. Can they stay in the locker room? So obviously he's like, I'm not even sure what he said till this day. I don't know even what the convo was between them. I just know that we stayed there for about like a week. But when I say it's probably like the maddest thing, it was the funniest thing looking back on it, but I was crapping myself constantly because imagine day to day, like one of us always has to be like in the locker room to make sure we can open up like the whole like the gymnasium. So it's like you got the basketball gym inside, but you have like the whole, how can I say, you need to get through doors to then get into the gym, like gymnasium. So we're doing it now. So let's say I'm working. I work like a slave. I can't lie. I was working. So imagine I'm like, your mouse come open the door. If it's not open, you open the door. Cool. At night now, it might be like the security comes by to check no one's in the building. So imagine like I go in the toilet now. I even have a video. I go in the toilet. I lock it. I just close it. Put my legs up. But imagine the guy comes across. He's like, he gets the flashlight, and he's like, kind of goes under. And I'm like, bro, like I was shit. I had recorded it, but I was crapping myself. Like, and that's the type of stuff I went through. Like I went through that for like a week. Probably 90% of people, 97% of people in my life don't know that I went through that. Like I had a point where I was maybe a couple of days from being homeless, and it's stuff like that where it's just adversity. Like, bro, if I can get through that and that time in my life, then really nothing else really doesn't really faze me like that. Like even when we got into the house now, it's like we have heaters, but the heaters ain't heating. They're not heating at all. So cold winter, I think no, it was winter time because it was cold. It's cold as shit. So we're what's it called? We're in the house now, and imagine there was a point where I basically had to cover it myself. So then, bro, when I say like I'm going to bed cold, feet can't feel them, I'm waking up 5 a.m. for a 5:45, 6 o'clock training session, like football, bro. When I say like, if there was ever a time that I wanted to like, let's say end it or just call it quits, that would have been the time. Because how can I go to bed, feet cold, double socks, triple socks, wrapped up? Like when I say wrap, I'm talking like wrapped up in this duvet, and I wake up still cold, bro. Like, and then I'm expected to do like, let's say, pass right, run left, and all this stuff and football, and I'm just like, bro, like, yeah, if there was ever a time in my life was I want to call it, that would have been it. But again, like, if I can get through that, I can get through that. I can get through anything, man. 100. All right, so next little sector is career and purpose. So it says what truly motivates me, and if I'm being honest, there's no specific thing that I would say motivates me, but I would just say like being the best me every day, wherever I can. I just know I'll get to where like I need to get to, because it's all good saying, oh yeah, like again, I'm not the type of person who like has a plan for plan step. I know where I'm going, I know what's gonna happen, because end of the day, where I'm at now is not where I thought I was gonna be, let's say 2 years from now. But I'm thankful for what I went through, and the fact that I'm here is just like, that was for me just being the best I can every day. And even now, let's say I don't have a job right now, but I got stuff lined up to where it's like that only came from me giving my best at all times and not worrying about like how I'm gonna get there or how I'm gonna get here. It's just, bro, be in the present, live in the present, be in the present, and just do your best. And I'm not saying it works for everyone, but that's what's worked for me, and I'm very content and thankful for what I have and what I will have, because whatever I get from now in the future, no one can take from me, because that's me. Like I deserve that shit. Like I work for that shit. I built this shit brick by brick. Feel me? That type of vibe. Feel me? But, yeah, I can't lie. It was cold outside. Yeah. Come on. Now we out here, man. Yeah, I can't lie. It was cold. It was cold as. It was too cold outside, man. I had to come indoors. I couldn't do that to myself. My hands couldn't feel my hands. I was losing feeling in my hands. Yeah, man, there was a lot going on. Windy, people. The people don't even faze me, but it was more just, it was too windy. It was too windy. But I don't know where we stopped. I'll just continue from where I would like to. So we got to career and purpose. So sorry, let me get comfortable. Yeah, I watched the pink socks, bro. Pink socks, pink shoes, pink shirt. You feel me? What do I define success for myself? just being remembered like in a good way, to be honest. I think there's no like it's kind of weird. I won't really go into it too much, but I do feel like as, let's say, like as a man, like men in general, I would I've heard some things that resonate with me more. Some of the things being like, for me personally, I would like to not make a certain amount of money, but make enough money for me to be able to support myself. Because let's say right now, I can't even cap. Like I do live at home with my parents. Obviously, kind of benefits both parties. Um, but for me, it's like I'd want to, let's say, have enough money to move out, be comfortable, let's say, support where I can if I can. Um, and then when I'm in that spot, like that would probably, I don't know if I had to say a time, if I had to, I'd say maybe like 2 years, I would be in that spot. But for right now, I just feel like a success would just be like, yeah, just being financially stable, being able to support myself. So that let's say another person does come along, then I'm like ready to do that. I understand there's a lot of people obviously do things different. So it might be some people want to, how can I say it, like grow together and make it from like zero and make it into something. I feel like the way I am, as a person, I know myself. Um, there isn't like a plan. So for me, imagine like I'm coming together with someone else without a plan. That doesn't really sound like the smartest thing for me to do, if you know what I mean. So I feel like everyone's different, everyone works different. But yeah, man, just be financially stable, being a positive impact on, let's say, like the people around me. I always try to, let's say, have a smile on my face and come across like that. Not even come across, just be like that in general. 'Cause I feel like there was a time when I was like down and everyone knew I was down. For like my first relationship, everyone knew I was like down. They didn't know why. So then for me, I'm just like, I don't ever want to kind of be remembered or be seen in that light. Like, oh, Dammy's upset, like, or Dammy's this, Dammy's that. I want to be like, oh, Dammy, bro, what's like? They'll be like, what's wrong? You're always happy, like that type shit. You know what I mean? But nah. Do I make career choices based on my true desires or external expectations? Um, I'd say I used to. I wouldn't even. I would say life decisions. I used to make it based on external influences, that being, let's say, my mum and like some of my aunties and stuff like that. Just because, or even uncles, because they're like, do what can make money, but then it's not what kind of like brings me some joy. Because you know what I mean? Like when you do a job, like I'm sure everyone, like at least most people that watch this, they probably have jobs. It's like you can enjoy your job. I'm not saying enjoy it to a point where like, oh, that's what you want to do for the rest of your life, but at least like when you go in, you can at least somewhat like enjoy it. And I feel like me doing, let's say, when I went to America, like I said, for 5 years, I done a degree in business admin that I knew damn well when I did it, I wasn't probably going to pursue it after. But I did it because it kind of took pressure off me. It was kind of like, now I can breathe. It's going to make my parents happy, aunties, uncles. But at the same time, I know that I can still do what I want to do, which is football. So for me, it just made sense. Next thing would be relationships and connections. So it's, do my relationships bring me energy or drain me? It kind of depends on what I got going on. So it might be, let's say I do football, I play games, or let's just say football, work, and that pretty much takes up a big part of my life. So when it does come to, let's say, bringing someone else into the equation, it's, you might get a side of me that you're not really wanting, which I realized. Because at the start it might be, let's say I'm seeing you, so let's say I see someone now, I have time, so I'm seeing you out pretty much as possible. Whereas if, let's say I'm going back to work, I'm going football as well, football pretty much takes up my days off, at least the evening side. So if that other person has something going on, it's more than likely it will be very hard to see each other. And for me, I'm just kind of getting better at kind of communicating that, yo, this is kind of what's going on. Don't really talk to anyone anyway. But yeah, I pretty much just let them know. But when it comes to do they bring me energy or drain me, it just depends on what that person has going on. Because I don't want to be seen as, let's say, the person who's like trauma dumping and always having something like negative to say like about life. You know what I mean? I want to like kind of be positive and not bring my stuff and put it on them. I want to kind of deal with it, but I'm going to let you know that I'm dealing with it. You know what I mean? So I think communication is really key. But I think, yeah, it just depends on the other person as well. Obviously, for me, I always try and bring energy. Some days I can be down, some days I'm up, some days I'm in between. But bro, I'm never going to be 100% every time. You know what I mean? Type shit. What kind of partner, friend, or family member am I? Just one that brings positivity. Remember when I was dealing with my first relationship and that didn't go to plan. Obviously I was kind of like heartbroken at the time. I was like 15, heartbroken. And then when I went to go see like family functions and also go to family functions, I would be like down. And for me, I remember everyone like not talks about it till this day, but at least they remember when like, damn, he's not speaking, damn, he's not talking, damn, he's not doing this or that, damn, he seems down, what's going on? And at the time, I'm just like nothing, thinking, oh yeah, I'll deal with it myself. But it didn't really do any good for me because it affected, let's say, it changed people's perspective on me. Because from a child, I've always been a happy kid. Like all my pictures are pretty much smiling, happy, cheesing away. And then suddenly this is kind of like when I'm kind of stepping into that teen life, like adult life, then it's like, oh, you're changing for the worse, you know what I mean? And I don't want to be like that. So hence why like I don't let kind of external things, and throughout this video you'll see like because of what I've been through, there's no reason for me to be like down, because really and truly I believe my life like is good. I have a place to stay, both my parents are alive. I've at least got a set of grandparents, like I say, are still alive and doing well. Friends are good, their families are good, whether that's like their family in terms of like the family they've made, or their like family, their bigger family kind of thing, extended family, whatever. They're good. So as long as like they're good and I am good, roof over my head, what can I actually complain about? Like, yeah, I'm not where I want to be in life, but again, it shall pass. That's not gonna like last for ever. You know what I mean? It's gonna pass. Something else is gonna come, and whether or not that's another thing that's gonna be like negative, then we'll tackle it and we'll keep going. You know what I mean? Type of shit. We always go, man. We keep moving forward. That's one quote. Like when I watched Meet the Robinsons back in the day, I was like, that quote really stands out to me, because no matter what people think, no matter what they say, no matter what they do, all that matters is like the opinion you have of yourself. And if you instill in your head like, I'm just gonna keep going at it every day, just keep moving forward, like you'll get to where you may not think you were going to get to, but you'll get there anyway. And you'll get to where you're kind of like needed. But yeah, man, that's free game right there. Who truly knows me at my core? Okay, cool. I wouldn't say like anyone knows me like 100%. Obviously, my best friends and my friends are probably people who know me the best. But in that sense, like I kind of have people like I go to for certain things, or talk to like about myself, or talk, I don't even know how I'm gonna phrase that, but essentially I go to different people about different topics of conversation. So if it's like relationship, I might go to like my friend Didi, because obviously she's a girl, so she knows I'll go to her for like advice or gain her perspective. If it's like life decisions, I've got my older cousin, I got my friend Barry's slightly older. If it's about decisions and about like this or that, I might go Moses or Mass. Like, bruh, I still got like best friends that I don't really talk to, let's say, on that level, but they know like it's nothing but love for them as well. Just because of what again, we've all kind of been through. And I feel like it's a good balance, because imagine, like, let's say, again, some people, it works for them. They have one best friend who they tell like everything to, and then, but for me, I feel like, imagine I'm going to that one friend with like a lot of problems, like not even like just the good stuff, but it's a lot of problems. When it's like trauma dumping, because you're kind of like, they can't save you. You know what I mean? That's same as relationships. Like sometimes I always want to like not just like save anyone, but just I do want to help. And oftentimes I can't. So it's me kind of gaining the realization that you can't help everyone, but at least I can control, like, again, what I say to my friends, which is just like, cool, this is going on with me here. And then, so it might be, because again, I don't talk to, let's say, all my friends all the time, but they know they're pretty much the same. They know it's all love, no matter what. Um, no, my replying is bad. I can't lie. It can be bad, at least. It can be bad, but yeah, man. So I wouldn't say like all my friends know me, like they know my core values, but no one knows me like 100%. And even talking about it, I'm not even mad at it, because I actually prefer it, because then it's not just me like trauma dumping or me burdening them with information that they can't help me about. But yeah, but I can still feel comfortable talking to any of them about what's going on in my life. So I feel like it's a good balance. That's Life's about balance. Bank account balance. Let me drink some of this, bruv. Some Zobu. If you don't know, now you know. Hibiscus, lemon, ginger, sweet. I think it's honey or sugar. My mum, bro. I went to culinary school, man. Hey, mum, my mum's top. Do I express true emotions or suppress them for others? I wouldn't say I suppress my emotions, but I don't act in a way that people will normally react. So if I'm angry, I tend to keep this same tone I'm using right now, and express my frustration through more words. But sometimes I don't actually know what to say or how to say it in a way that is like kind of like not even respectful, but I don't want to say the wrong thing, because then it's not clear. But yeah, what do I mean by that? So let's say I'm angry. I would take some time. So how I'm sitting down, like how I'm like calm, I would take time to kind of go over different, like not even scenarios, but just like, oh, how do I want to say it? What do I want to say? How am I going to deliver it? How is it going to be taken? So then if I'm not talking, that can often be taken as, oh, there's nothing, you haven't got anything to say, and then it kind of makes things a bit more heated than maybe it should be. I feel like just communicating that, hey, I just need to take some time to think about it. Again, so that's where like, where if I have like, let's say, some heated conversations in person, it may not go like, it's more just like me in silence, me thinking I'm gonna say something. But what I have realized, especially recently, is just to like be yourself unapologetically, because end of the day, if you're just trying to like, if you're always trying to like please others and make sure people like you, that's not you staying true to yourself. So a big thing for me is just like, just being direct. If I want to say something, like let's say a certain way, obviously respectful at all times, I'm gonna say it. But if you don't say it, that person kind of never knows, because again, people can't read your thoughts, people can't read your minds, they don't know what you're thinking. They don't know that you are holding something back after what you've said. So, but yeah, I don't think I suppress my emotions for other people. I think I'm pretty true to how I'm feeling, And yeah, yeah. So now the next bit, mindset and perspectives. First question: how do I react when things don't go my way? Um, that's life, innit? For me, it is what it is. It is what it is. Because there are a lot of things you can't control in life. The things I can control are things like me being positive and showing up and caring and my effort towards something. I can't control another person's effort or another person's thoughts or their reaction to what I've done or their reaction to life in general. But I can control what I can control. So if things don't go my way, then respectfully, we'll just keep it stepping. I'm not really, bro. It's life, innit? Life ain't gonna go your way every time. But again, I'm kind of where I'm supposed to be, and yeah, I'm just here for it, man. I'm here for it. Am I living in the present or am I stuck in the past or future? This, what I'm doing now, is basically a sign that I'm pretty much here. I'm all here in the present because I believe if you're too worried about, again, the past is more like for reflection, on to make sure you don't make the same mistakes or to continue what you did back then to get a good result, if not a better one that you did before. I don't believe the past should be like kind of like, oh, like this, I went through a breakup, like, oh my god, like my breakup was so terrible, duh, duh, duh. But for me, it's like reflection. So, oh, why did it go wrong? How can I improve it? How can it get better? How can I make the next one like the one? You know what I mean? Type shit. But obviously, for me, I listen to music, so a lot of music puts me kind of in that same vibe. But it's more like I can just reflect, and it's just like it takes me like kind of deeper into it. Because you got the music, you got the vibes, the music. It's like it's this to some Rod Wave. I'm like, it gets in my feels a little bit, but it's not like a bad thing. It's like, for me, I'm very like, I would say, emotionally aware and intelligent to the point where I kind of know what I'm feeling and how to express that. Because I do feel like a lot of people can't express emotions in a valid way. I wouldn't even say correctly, because there's no correct way to. Okay, cool. There's no correct way to express emotions, but in a valid way to where kind of people understand and yourself can understand. Because that's why I feel like some people may resort to like, I don't know, they have to take it out on like something or someone. I'm just like, bro, like you can have a combo with yourself. Because for me, it's like even another quote. It's not. I don't know how it goes, but it's kind of like, if you're still mad about something 30 seconds to a minute after the fact, then fair enough. But oftentimes we're mad in the moment, but after that, what are we doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, it's crazy. But yeah, that's me still. Even the future don't scare me. It's just like, I don't know exactly what I want to, let's say, I know what I want in, let's say, 20 years, where I can be like, cool, I want a family, I want like good family, be a good dad, all these things, marry the right person, all these things, have a good job, all of that there. But in the, let's say, next 2 5 years, it's pretty much free game. I can't lie. Obviously, it doesn't sound correct, but for me, it's just being the best me every day. So when it's at work, every day, because then even now I've got a job lined up where it's better than what I had before, better pay, better job, better environment. So I'm just like, that's for me, just showing up every day. That's all you can do, really, and connecting, networking as well. This is a crazy one still. This had some goosebumps here. If my younger self met me today, what would they think? I think they'd be upset. Yeah, I think they'll be upset. I can't lie. That kind of hurts. Because when I was younger, not even when I was younger, but just me going to America when I was like 17, 18, even before that, I've always like, again, the stuff I've been through with football especially, it's just like I've always wanted to go pro. Always, like, even when I was younger, when I was went to Nigeria, again, that'll be like another video or whatnot, but when I went to Nigeria, it's kind of like people see me, they're like, yo, like, you're so good, so good, so good. Then went to boarding school, again, story for another time. But when I came back to England, it's kind of like, cool, I'm going to play for teams. Two of my friends, I wouldn't say now, but two of my friends at the time, they've gone pro. Obviously, they had like different backgrounds, different setups, all that stuff. And one of them being in an academy, the other one just having crazy, crazy footballer. It's mad. But would wanted to be like just go pro really. Even in America, I went to America not just to play football. You know what I mean? I wanted to get something out of it. So in my eyes, I was kind of like, oh, okay, cool. I can go pro like from this. I can go a different route. I can go pro. So that decision was made for that. Even when I was there, I had a chance to go pro. This team called Michigan All Stars, they kind of offered me like, yo, like, we can do this. We can pay for your visa. When I messaged them, I was like, hey, like, I just wanted to check up and chase up what's going on. Then it's kind of like, oh, just no reply. Didn't even reply. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that hurt. Being told like 15, 16, oh, you're going to be a world beater. Just keep working on like your game. Going to America, putting in the hours I did, hours into football, extra practice, extra training, just everything I had. And the reality is, like, football doesn't owe you anything. You know what I mean? You can work half as hard as me and get somewhere. You can work double what I'm doing and get nowhere. You know what I mean? So, for me, it definitely would. If my younger self from like 15, I'll say like maybe like 18, 19 downwards, kind of seeing where I was at now, they would be upset because they kind of did everything and made all the decisions they thought was right at the time to get me and put me in position to succeed. Not to say I'm not succeeding, but at least in football. So yeah, especially like this. I mean, I don't even have to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. But yes. All right, unfortunately, I'm still recording. Okay, cool. Basically, I had my uncle Yinka. Obviously, he passed from. He had a stroke. He passed away back in 2015, if I'm not mistaken. But basically, the last time I seen him, um, we were watching like JJ Kocher. The TV that was down here is upstairs now, but basically down in this living room, we were watching TV, and I was just like, oh, like one day, like you're gonna watch me like play for the Nigerian national team, and that's something like, again, it still could happen. I'm not like, oh, it's not gonna happen, but I feel like there are definitely like bigger callings and bigger things in life outside of football. So football's still a very, very big part of my life where like I enjoy doing it. I enjoy working the graft. Like obviously winning with a team. Obviously I hate losing, but it's part of the game. Um, and it keeps me up at night sometimes. But it's just like football's just a big part of my life. So not really being in a position where it's like, oh, you're like on the cusp of making pro at this time. Where when I was younger, I was like, oh, by 22, like house, girlfriend, all that stuff, like wife, fam, you know what I mean? And it's not going to plan, but again, it's just life, innit? So yeah, I think I kind of answered that question, but I think there would be from again 19 upwards. I think they'll be happy because if I told them everything I went through, like everything, I think they'd be proud of like kind of where like I'm at and where I've and how far I've come. Even my work, for me to get like a little promotion, that's something that even the people at work were like, I don't know how you did it because these guys are against you. And that's people that are in like those upper bits of management. So it's kind of like just me getting through that. I can kind of truly say like, bro, I've kind of, I'm a success, and that's something I can say to myself. Even last year, like football, got promotion. After my ankle surgery, haven't even talked about that. My ankle surgery, broski, like that's another video. I can't lie, but yeah. Just there's a lot of things, but yeah, man, yeah. Next question, finally, is my life shaped by my choices or external influences? I would say from the age of 22, 21, those are my life choices. 21 and below, outside of America, were pretty much, let's say, me trying to like impress other people. I won't go too much into depth about it 'cause I can't really think of any pure examples, but I just know like when I got to America, even then, external influences in America led me to what I was doing. So like even like funny enough, like when I got into my bro, this is crazy. I remember my first game for my new college at the time when I was like 18. My first game was against what's the thing called now? ORU, so Oral Roberts University. And then imagine, I think I've come on, I've not done well. Like in my opinion, I haven't done well at all. So instead of me like going to talk to the team, I've kind of gone off to the side. I'm crying. I'm like I'm bro, like when I say I'm crying because I'm like, bro, like I didn't come to America to not do well. But when you have like kind of the weight of like the weight you put on yourself plus the expectations of others, where it's kind of like I was getting paid, obviously not paid, but the scholarship was healthy. So I was like, they're kind of trusting me to perform and I'm not performing. And then at 18, that's so like so hard to manage because you don't know how to deal with it. Again, obviously it's football, it's just football at the end of the day. Like I understand now, it's like it is just football, but to me, even till this day, like football is like not everything, but it's a very, very, very big part of me. So for me to not do well, even till this day, like if I don't have a good game, like I know when I don't have a good game, and I'd be like, yo, like, bro, pattern up. Like next game, you can't drop a stinker. You gotta like keep going. Maybe when I do, if I have two stinkers, better not be a third. And more than likely, there's no third stinker. It's maybe not as well as it was, but it's still like, okay, cool. At least you're trying. Like for me, effort, I can control effort. So I'm always gonna go hard. But yeah, that time was just kind of like hard to hard to manage. And then even from that, it's kind of like my coach at the time, I think he's a waste man, but my coach at the time is like, oh, if you try and transfer, I'll make sure to tell that coach that you're a crybaby and that you don't help the team. And for me, that's kind of like, oh, so now I'm stuck. So now I'm just like, bro, and that kind of affected me for maybe a couple more years. And it hasn't really, I never understood it, because at the end of the day, if I don't want to be there, I don't want to be there. But again, it's kind of like a scare tactic, and it worked. And it worked for a lot of other people as well. So it's kind of like, it's a dead environment. But either way, I worked hard, worked my hardest. And that's why anything that I go through now, I don't think that, like, I'm prepared for everything that happens now. That's what I'm trying to say. Whether that's like through losses of a lot of, like, a loss of a lot of family, not a lot, but obviously family, which is natural, but sometimes you do have to ask a question like, yo, God, why? But obviously there is a reason at the end of it as well. Yeah, man, I won't go too much more into that, because if I cry, I cry, but yeah, I don't really want to go into depth about it. But maybe at a later point, we never know. Last bit we got here, future and legacy. What kind of future, what kind of life do I want to look back on when I'm older? I just want people to be, it's not even people, I just want the people close to me and the people I want like around me to think like, this guy is dope, this guy's a good guy, just a good guy who does it for me, I can't lie, just a good person. Because of the day, there's so much crap going on in the world that for you to be a good person is so hard, and it does seem like a chore, but it's a choice. So like, even if it's just like holding the door open for someone, like, that's like common decency, but people don't do it because they might be going through like fighting some demons, bro. Like, so when it comes to that, if people say like, Dammy's a good person in life and in football wise, it's like, oh, like, I love playing with Dammy, like, fight for the team, all that stuff like that. I'm easy, like, I'm comfortable with that. That's I like that. Like, Dammy is a hard worker. Whatever he does, he always does it to the best of his ability. And that's what I do. So that's what I want people to kind of see me as, or I want to be remembered as that. But I just want to look back on life and be like, I did the best I could at all times. Like, even now, it's kind of like, bro, Lord knows, like, for me to get this camera out, it took me like 3 hours. But now that I have it out, I've recorded like maybe up to 40 minutes of footage, where it's like, before I was just going to play games all day and just chill and do nothing. But now I'm just like, let me actually do something that can at least maybe inspire someone or just motivate someone else. You know what I mean? It's not even, and for me, just document like my life, because end of the day, there's a lot of stuff that I may not remember, because like, remember vividly, but at least when you think something else. So when I was talking about like being like, damn, you're homeless, I can't forget that because it happened. And whenever I wake up, I'm like, yo, like, I'm not there. But to that same extent, it's kind of like, talking about these things just trigger other memories, and I can talk about it and share, because you never know, some people might be going through the same thing, if not worse, or if not a bit easier than myself, or a bit better than myself. So yeah. But what impact do I want to have on people around me? Just spread positivity and be kind always. I feel like you never know what people are going through, even when, like, let's say I was going through like my breakup, or going through the loss of my uncle, who like was bro, at the time, like, bro, my favorite uncle, basically. Like, he's the one that made the relationship with my mum a lot easier. And I do truly think that if not for him, because I think he's older than my mum, I believe, if not the younger one. I can't remember. But if he didn't be like, yo, like, you got to hear him out, that type of thing, I wouldn't have had I wouldn't have had my first girlfriend at the time. I would have been probably more of a rebellious son. But from that, I feel like me and my mum laugh. Like even when she's mad, I still laugh, and she'll smile and laugh because of it. So I feel like if not for him, like that wouldn't have happened, because he was such on that level where he's the same as like how I am now, where it's kind of like even though she's mad, my mum can still go talk to him about everything. And he probably maybe knew my mum the best. So yeah. I think that's my favorite uncle still. Yeah. But yeah, just having a positive impact on the people around me. I think that's the key thing. I can't lie. Ooh, because again, I'm doing it for myself, not for anyone else. But hopefully, it does inspire someone to kind of like chase what they want to. But yeah, man, that's me. That's questions. Again, I asked this off Chat GPT. But yeah, man, I think the video was pretty good. Fair. Obviously, we're outside. We there for like maybe 25 minutes recording. My hand was freezing. I couldn't even do it. Couldn't actually hold the thing anymore. Especially with the iPad in here, jacket on, the wind blowing. People, I don't care about people anyway. But yeah, it's just the video. We still going? Yeah, we still going. All right. With that being said, that's your boy. Peace.